Hi, I'm Jared Vasquez, and this is FMS 100. I'm talking about the rise and fall of Kevin Spacey. Now, first, I'm going to tackle the rise of Kevin Spacey and his career, and that being, he started off in the 80s in television, and in the 90s, he won a Tony with the Broadway show Lost in Yonkers, up until 1995 with his illustrious role in the film Usual Suspects. Uh, in 1999, he won in American Beauty. He won an Oscar for Best Actor, and he built himself as this powerful player in the medium. He could work in Broadway. He can work in film. He can work in television, and we saw that with Netflix's hit from 2012, House of Cards. He played Frank Underwood, this deep South politician who works his way up the chain in Washington up into being the president of the United States. Ultimately that show aligned with The Fall, which is crazy because House of Cards is one of the better shows on Netflix and was, a cultural phenomenon, and he had to be kicked off. So he ultimately, how he personified himself and the contract he, put himself out as a star was that he was one of the better character actors working in the field today, and he was a bit of a pop culture icon. In those mediums, great work. And as a person outside of that, he's a cool, funny dude. He was on Tonight Show. He was making a run all the time in these different night shows, and you just would see him everywhere online and television and stuff like that. America just loved him. He was one of the favorite sons of America because he was great, which ultimately led to his demise, where he broke his contract. During the Me Too movement, we heard about allegations of him and sexual misconduct with underage boys. An actor from Star Trek came forward and said, "Hey, when I was 14, Kevin, touched me, in a bad manner, misconduct," and it was followed up with several other allegations of parents coming forward and saying he did this to my children too. Everyone was inspired by the Me Too movement, and ultimately how he reacted would further distance himself from ever gaining back the popularity that he had. He reacted first by tweeting about the allegations, saying he's terribly sorry and he was in a drunken stupor and he just didn't know. And then he quickly backpedaled and released a tweet saying, "I'm gay," thinking that it would win people's opinions back, but it didn't. It just created more of a backlash for Kevin. It created this, sense of scapegoating gayness for pedophilia, which the LGBTQ community quickly clapped back at. He released a series of videos that were really weird, kind of saying, "Bring me back, you want me back, I didn't do this." And it didn't go the way he thought it would go because it was just really bad, really cringy and really creepy. Him doing an impersonation of his character on House of Cards, and you saw the backlash and how it affected his career in film too. Everyone wanted to quickly distance themselves. House of Cards quickly kicked him off. All the Money in the World, a Ridley Scott film, quickly edited and replaced him with another actor. He's been having trouble finding any work because of the allegations, and ultimately, he faced civil trials, but due to the statute of limitations, he never faced any criminal charges. But ultimately, his contract with society has been broke, and I don't think people are gonna ever view him the same. He'll never gain that back, and he'll just be on the outside looking in, and it's weird to think about because he's one of the better character actors working in the field today, and quite the rise and quite the fall for Kevin.